24 minutes to the top of the hour. You're still watching Morning at NTV. As we do continue on, we start off with the conversations for the day this morning. Take note, we get to look at something related to men. Yes, men. We do care about you here in Morning at NTV, and as the year starts off, there is something in store for you that can help you become a better version of yourself as a man. Now, communication is a powerful tool to address growing and complex health challenges. Communication for Health works to leverage the full power of communication, and this is to improve health outcomes at an individual level, at a community level, as well as societal level. We are having a conversation around a campaign that has been focused and strategically designed for men. The purpose thereof, Amon Mulyowa will be telling us what it is. He's coming in from Reach a Hand, a social behavior change specialist. Good morning to you, Amon, and Happy New Year.
Good morning and Happy New Year.
Okay.
I remember when I just come in and asked you, when does the greeting Happy New Year end?
Yes. And I told you?
After an RM day.
Yeah, exactly. So until then, let's have the conversation around male masculinity.
All right.
What is male masculinity?
Well, male masculinity. Thank you so much. As a viewer you've had, my name is Amon Mulyowa. Young people in Kampala call me Amon. I don't know how they make A become
the accent,
E.
the international schools.
And international school. I work with an organization called Reach a Hand Uganda. And at Reach a Hand Uganda, we are a young people's organization. Now someone will ask, Nay Yunga, you are not young. Yes, I've been there long, so I'm a young adult. And we talk about young people for young people. And at Reach a Hand, we have this project called Generation Gender, which is a consortium of 3 organizations, FIDA, Uganda, the Center for Health, Human Rights and Development, CEHAD, and Reach a Hand Uganda. And we have this project we call, that is addressing basically issues around toxic masculinity. That's what you asked.
Yes.
What are toxic masculinities? Those are behaviors that we do that that put men and the people around them at risk of a number of risks. Behaviors that we do as men in order to want, let me use that English, to show that we are men. But as you want to show you a man, it puts pressure on you, it puts you in danger, it puts the people around you in danger.
Okay.
The weird bit about it is that some of us do it semi-consciously.
Yeah,
we do not know we are doing it.
Yes.
But they put you in danger, they make you so vulnerable, they make the people around you so vulnerable, and in a way, they become toxic.
So, Amon, you're speaking in abstract. We would like to understand the exact traits that we're talking about so that a man watching us this morning can be able to identify or tick off some boxes for themselves. Okay.
I love the word abstract. Now, there are things that we do as men in our lives. For example, we've grown up to believe that no one should question a man's decision, because the man is the final decision maker, the man is the almighty giver of everything and almighty maker of everything in a home. Now, the issue about that is that it puts you in a position where people are waiting to get what you say. In case you are not there, nothing will be done. We have grown up to believe that a man is the giver in the home, which is okay. And I've always told people, I don't have any problem with the man being the giver. But
the giver, the provider.
The giver, the provider.
Yeah.
The problem with that is that, Sewagala talked about it, that a real man should come back with kavera. That day, when you do not bring kavera, it puts pressure on people. One day he came back home, and my daughter Natasha, my second born, opened the car and checked, and there was nothing. She came out, she came to the sitting room, she didn't greet me. Then I asked Natasha, why? I said, Daddy, because there was nothing. So we are not saying that these are things that men should not do, but we are saying they put pressure on men. My last one. A long time ago, I had a campaign with an organization. It was about engaging men in addressing or in unlearning what it means to be a man. It was called true manhood, or the other one was called be a man. And one of the traits as men that we exhibit is the trait of saying a man should have more than one sexual partner. Omusajja takoma kuzaala. other things. Now, the issue about a man should have more than one sexual partner, or kulaganti oli musajja to show that you're a man, yes, we do it. Men do it, but what does it make you? It puts you at risk of sexual and reproductive health risks like sexually transmitted infections. It puts you at risk of getting other risks like HIV and AIDS. Now, as it puts you at risk of getting those, it's putting you at risk. It's putting other people at risk of contracting those diseases. Right. Your wife, your sexual partners, your children will suffer in the end. Now, there's the last one. There's the last one. As a result of saying and thinking that men should not be questioned, their decisions, whatever they say, should not be questioned, it has bred what we call gender-based violence. If a woman answers you back, you answer back with a slap. Who are you? I married you, chicken, goats, and cows. This is my home. So we're saying in this campaign, the Men Enough campaign, which is part of what we call the Generation Gender Project that we are running in Uganda, is here to talk to men, to address those things that they do. And they think by doing them, they become more men, that, hey, you're actually man enough. All right, so with this Men Enough campaign, what are your objectives and what are the hoped outcomes? The objectives will have men. Impact on men. Exactly. In Uganda. The objectives are basically having men rethink what it means to be a man. God created you as a man. And what makes you a man is because God gave you manhood. I've always told your sexual organ makes you a man. Your sexual organ makes you a woman. Nothing more. That is enough. We are saying you're man enough. You don't need to do other things that put pressure on you to prove to people that you're a man. That's what we are saying. We are men enough. All those things that you say, you should not, men should not do this, men should do this, men should do this, are simply putting you on unnecessary pressure, which pressure will make you so vulnerable, which pressure will lead to sexual-based, gender-based violence and other vices in your home and against you. Amon, let me just interrogate that a little bit. You know, some of these vices and, you know, self-worth that has been picked up for men is primarily placed in our cultures, our customs and our traditions. And as long as those are still in existence, how do you intend to help men just be men? Yesterday night I was talking to my son. We were talking about circumcision amongst the Bagisu. And said, but if I don't want to be circumcised, and then I told them, if you don't want to be circumcised, then you stop being a Mugisu. One thing that is with culture is that if you believe in culture, you must conform to what culture says. And we are not here to fight culture. At Reach a Hand, FIDA Uganda, and Center for Health, Human Rights and Development. The Men Enough campaign is saying, you are a man. You don't have to bow down to pressure to do certain things. In fact, as one of our partners on this campaign, we have cultural leaders all over. In Germany, where we are working, and in other places, cultural leaders are part of this. So the cultural leaders, the culture protagonists should not think we are fighting them. We are actually saying culture is not a bad thing. Culture does not talk about beating women. Culture talks about you and the woman be together, form a family, muzala abana, and it's a good family. So we are working with them to ensure that men are men and men do not breed violence, or even the women, wherever they are. You have been conducting some research here and there to actually feed into this campaign. It begs the question, what has made it very difficult for men to actually want to realize that they're just men, away from the pressures of society, of family, of gender on their backs? What has made it difficult? One of the things is that, in a way, one, misinformation and disinformation. I learned those words during the American elections. There's a lot of mis and disinformation and malinformation. So misinformation and disinformation. Because men have been told what it means to be a man, and they have gone with that. People do not come out to talk to men. For example, my young man, the son who is 17 years this year, take off time to talk to them so they realize what it means to be a man. The other issue that has made it so difficult is that men feel they should be that. Because if they are not that, then they are not men enough.
And
they'll
then
be
some
laughed
other
at.
man will come in and do that, and they will lose it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So obera lusajja luyongo yongo. That's what the Baganda say. So the issue about societal pressure, the issue about the pressure to provide. What else has made it difficult? The women.
Yeah.
Because some women feel men should be a certain type of man.
Again, because society has also, whatever
tuned the women that way.
Our minds,
and I don't blame the women.
What we should
I don't blame because
see our men as.
Exactly. Yes. I don't blame them because they have grown up in the same society where we have grown.
Exactly.
So that's the reason we are saying in this campaign we're reaching out to men, but we're not leaving out the women.
Okay.
We are not victimizing.
That's why I was going to say that if you take it one side and then this woman meets the man that you are reshaping, it's going to be a total mismatch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I remember a long time ago when I started working on this on a project like this. We taught men what it means to be a man, yamba kumchala, wo, do this, all those things. Now this man goes back and tries to do what we have told them. The woman made an alarm and went to Naba Chala, kinagamba, omusajja yange simanyi kyabadde. Yes. So there's a lot of pressure, even from the women, to make sure that their men conform to what society wants them to be like men. And then, of course, the internet. There's a lot of information on the internet about manhood, about what real men should be. So all these are problems that we are working with. All these are issues that we are addressing. But all we are saying is that you are a man. God created you a man, and that is enough.
Amon, as a specialist in social behavior change, how do you encourage communities, societies, cultures to actually help men transition into being better versions of themselves or more true versions of themselves?
One of the things is to bring up children at an early age to believe that it does not take what society wants you to be a man. Let's start with the children. Remember, we said we grew up seeing these things. What you grew up seeing your father do, you do. I have a friend of mine who one time worked here, and he used to say that monkey in, monkey see, monkey do. So what we grew up seeing our fathers and parents do, we as older men now will see. So we're encouraging people to bring up children to realize gender equity, fairness and justice. And we're also talking to men through our different dialogues where we're working to make sure that we address the negative masculinities and ask them that, you know what, it does not make you a bigger man. You are enough a man.
So I have men downstairs. I have Dan, I have Chivumbi, among others. I have my very Chris here. How can they be a part of this Men Enough campaign?
Dan, Chris, Chivumbi. And my other men out there who are watching us, how can you be part of this campaign? You can follow our social media pages on the different partner organization sites, CEHAD, Center for Health, Human Rights and Development, FIDA Uganda, and Reach a Hand Uganda, and of course the hashtag Men Enough. Men Enough. It's trending, and you can be part of the discussion, and you can also visit us. We are conducting dialogues in Germany. We are conducting activities in Kampala, and one other very important way they can be part of this is by exhibiting the behaviors we are talking about.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Amon, and all the best of luck to helping men transform into their true nature, God-given nature. As we transition on to more of Morning at NTV, we do have Stephen Bide that is